Take a wild guess where Travel Locations has finally reached. A city that's known for its Broadway shows. A city that's also known for its very flashy billboards. Yep, even in the morning. And a city that has a beautiful statue that stands for freedom and liberty. Doesn't really get more obvious than this. Travel Locations has finally reached the beautiful city of New York.
Manhattan.
Manhattan is one of the 5 boroughs in New York besides Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx and Staten Island. Contrary to the popular sight of high-rises in Manhattan, I literally landed on a game of Monopoly. But the landscape changes drastically in just half an hour when you make it to the city. The verticals are avenues, the horizontals are streets, mostly in order, and their intersections make most addresses in Manhattan. It is one of the easiest cities to navigate through. The JFK airport gave me a rather cosmopolitan welcome with a warning that I would usually associate with India. The airport is easily connected to the city. You could either take a cab that has a fixed fare of $52.50 or take the air train to Jamaica Station, from where you take the subway to the Penn Station and walk to your hotel. New York's subway that works 24 hours a day in most circumstances is such an insightful cross-section of the city. You actually see the local people in their real elements. It's a place where people unwind and mostly snooze. If you want to cut through the notorious traffic in New York, I would suggest take the subway. It's faster, it's cheaper. I know it's a little extensive and a little intimidating and confusing as well, but spend 20 minutes with the map and you would realize that within a day you have become an expert yourself, giving instructions to the other people. The easily identifiable yellow cabs in New York is your other option. In my experience, telling the cab driver your destination's address doesn't work much. Tell them instead the intersection of your avenue and street, and that eases out all the confusion in this ever-changing city of Manhattan. But New York is a very walk-friendly city as well. Walking gives you the luxury to stop wherever you want, soak in the beautiful sights, watch people, and just explore and discover the hidden gems of the city that you would otherwise miss in a cab or on a train.
Manhattan.
There are so many places to go and so much to do in Manhattan, but let me start with my favorite spot, the urban campus of New York University, located in Greenwich Village, close to Washington Square Park. This is the place where life chills out over a game of chess, makes happy, fun-filled childhood memories, and has a rather important message for all the adults. You know, the place has such a happy young vibe. People seem less judgmental, more accepting, and they smile often.
Good, how are you?
Greenwich Village also offers the most amazing and the most extensive food options in Manhattan, catering to practically every nationality. And the best part is that from here, you can hop across the 6th and 7th Avenue to Bedford Street, where nostalgia awaits you and brings to you your long-lost friends. Well, if names like Monica, Chandler, Ross, Rachel, Joey and Phoebe mean anything to you in your growing up years, then the building behind me is just the one for you at Bedford Street in New York. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is the friend's apartment and this is the closest I'll ever get to my friends. Ting, 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 ting. Ta-da! I'm here at Times Square. Right behind me are the famous Times Square steps, which are closed right now. Otherwise, this place will be full of people. You know, Times Square is always buzzing with people. No matter you come at 12 at night or 7 o'clock in the morning, it's filled with people. I think it's the people that gave the true character to Times Square, and of course, the very flashy billboards as well. Now, Times Square back in the day was called Long Acre Square. A long acre square because it was 1 acre long. New Yorkers found it pretty lame, and that's the reason they changed it to Times Square. This Times Square was actually named after the New York Times building, which is right behind me. Yep, that's the one. Fun fact, in 1970s, the New York Times shifted their office 2 blocks away, and this building remains empty. There's nobody who works there, there's nobody who lives there. I wondered how they're paying their property taxes. Well, we live in 2017 and advertising comes pretty handy. All the billboards that you see on New York Times building, they are very expensive. In fact, the smallest one, the TDK one, pays as much as $500,000 per month. That is a lot of money. I know a lot of people complain that Times Square is so touristy and so crowded, but there is so much happening here that you cannot help but find yourself automatically gravitating to all the action.
Everybody clap your hands!
Times Square is the perfect place for people watching, taking some pictures, and taking some valuable fashion lessons as well. It is indeed the only place on the planet where superheroism becomes so real, facing some real problems. Times Square also offers you extremes, some very happy fun moments, and some rather depressing. In fact, it is the only place where the Statue of Liberty reaches you much before you get there. The Statue of Liberty is situated at the Liberty Island in Manhattan. If you're taking the subway, get down at Bowling Green subway station, buy the tickets at Castle Clinton National Monument, an $18.5 ticket that includes a ferry ride and an audio tour to the Liberty Island. As the ferry left the shore, a sudden excitement ran through my body. I had seen these sights only in movies and read about them only in books, and now this was for real. We soon reached the island and discovered some interesting facts about the statue. The symbol of the Statue of Liberty is very interesting. The broken shackles that you see at her feet represent escape and freedom from any kind of injustice. She also holds a tablet that reads the date of American independence, 4th of July 1776. The 7 rays that come out of her crown showcase reason and logic and enlightenment throughout the world. But most importantly, the torch, the flame that she holds. The flame represents truth and justice enlightening the world. The statue's skin is made of copper, and it took nearly 30 years of oxidation where copper reacted with the oxygen in the air to turn her original color from copper to green. Well, we all know that the French gifted the Statue of Liberty to the Americans during the American Revolution, but here's an Indian connection to the story. Maurice Kekla, who was a Swiss-French engineer, worked on the statue, and he is the great-grandfather of a famous Indian actress called Kalki Kekla. After soaking in the beautiful sights of the island, I took a ferry to Ellis Island and then back to Manhattan. Just couldn't get enough of the beautiful skyline. I walked around the Wall Street area, taking the regular touristy pictures and enjoying the local shops. By the way, you can easily walk from Wall Street to Brooklyn Bridge, which is hardly a kilometer walk and will take you maximum 20 minutes. And I was really happy because my vlogging sessions to the bridge were happily interrupted by lots of compliments for my self-designed jacket. So here I am walking down the streets of downtown Manhattan looking for Brooklyn Bridge, and I have
buddy,
something.
nice jacket.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you.
I love your jacket.
I designed it myself, by the way.
It's beautiful. You did an excellent job.
Into Manhattan, putting. Thank you.
Love it!
Thank you. So here's a shameless plug. If you like this jacket, then you can check out my newest collection. It's called the His and Her collection, where I have outfits for both men and women under my clothing line called F by Lokesh. It's up on my Facebook and Instagram pages, the links to which are available in the description of this video. Make sure that you click there. Well, besides such kind compliments, the bridge also offers you gorgeous views of both Manhattan and Brooklyn, and the history behind the bridge is equally fascinating. I'm super excited because I'm standing on the first I'm extremely excited right now because I'm standing on the first steel suspended bridge in the world. That's a very famous Brooklyn bridge that connects Manhattan with Brooklyn, the two boroughs here in New York. There are a couple of very interesting stories about the bridge. In 1883, when it was open to public, a lot of people speculated and doubted whether it will be able to stand the weight of people and vehicles and everyone. In fact, in 1883 itself, there was a lady who was walking on the wooden floor of this bridge, and her heels got stuck in the wooden floor, and she screamed, and panic struck everyone. It actually led to a stampede, and there were some 8 to 10 people who were injured and even died in the whole stampede. Now, to put all the speculations to rest, in 1884, a circus was hired. An elephant called Jumbo that weighed 7 tons, along with its 20 elephant friends, walked from Brooklyn to Manhattan and showed everyone that the bridge can stand a lot of weight. And then it rested all kinds of speculations. The Central Park stands in sharp contrast to the mad Manhattan city. It almost seems to be challenging everything that the city stands for. For example, the only roundabout that I noticed in the city was opposite the Central Park. That broke the grid monotony of Manhattan's avenues and streets. Here, the yellow cars are replaced by these happy rides. Everyone seems to be slightly more thoughtful. Life happily glides in slow motion, and music fills the air. It's funny, in my last vacation to Italy, in Vatican City, I'd mentioned New York Central Park, where I was comparing the size of the Central Park here in New York to the size of the Vatican City. And as luck would have it, in just 1 year, here I am in New York Central Park. So the area of the country is 110 acres, which is like 1/8 of the New York Central Park, and it houses some 800 residents, which is like half the number of people in my building. The Central Park in Manhattan is the world's largest man-made park. Yes, everything that you get here is man-made. From every lake to every patch of green to every boulder is man-made, which comes as a great respite to all the New Yorkers here, because Manhattan is such a concrete jungle, right? This is as green and as beautiful as it gets.
Feel the heart of New York City.
Ressentez le cœur de New York.
Sienta el corazón de la ciudad de Nueva York.
Hier schlägt das Herz von New York City.
New York City unrolls and spreads in all its glory, even exposing its imperfections from the top of the Empire State Building. The price to pay is $34. The spectacular view helped me understand the topography of the place in a much better way. I realized Manhattan was not all about straight lines, it had its share of curves as well. And I jumped with joy as I spotted city's iconic landmarks. Yep, a high zoom camera always comes handy. I'm doing exactly what I love doing the most, go to the vantage point of the city and have a bird's eye view of the entire city. I'm at the top of the Empire State Building, and just to put things in perspective, I am 1,050 feet above the bustling streets of New York, and I'm also one of the 3.8 million people who come to the Empire State Building every year. Everything feels so small, right? Hashtag just saying. As the night wore on, the city looked far more dazzling and far more beautiful. A few species changing colors like chameleon, and I witnessed the infamous New York rush hour traffic. The Empire State Building is open all week long between 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. so that everyone has a fair chance to enjoy the spectacular views of the city. If the vegetarian in you also gets frustrated with such limited options around the world, welcome to By Chloe in Greenwich Village in Manhattan, a vegan restaurant named after the famous chef. And unlike other places, the vegan food here doesn't taste like wet tissues. Their simple mac and cheese and their vegan ice cream is to die for. You don't believe it. Another must-try in Manhattan is the famous Ellen's Stardust Diner, a restaurant that hosts future singers and stars of stage. Yes, the waiters here serve and sing to you. Make sure that you have reservations in advance or else be ready for this. One restaurant that I badly wanted to try was the home to many great musicians like Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix and the Velvet Underground. It's in Greenwich Village and it's called Cafe. Alas, clearly it wasn't my day. But thank God there are classics that save the day. Good old burgers and pizzas. You must try the famous New York pizza slices that come for $1 and serve you the Holy Trinity, the crust, sauce and cheese. Also, I have to tell you about the Shroom Burger at Shake Shack, which is a must-try too, where 3 kinds of sinful cheese ooze out from crispy fried portobello mushrooms, causing some serious food orgasm. But you know what? You must go with your instinct. Just walk into an alley, spot a deli or a diner or a bagel shop, chat up with the locals who have spent their entire lives in those cafes, who would tell you the most amazing unheard stories about the city that no travel show will ever tell you. New York is hip, New York is bohemian, New York is busy, buzzing. New York doesn't have time for you. It might even look through you. But once in a while, if you stop someone for directions, you will always get a smile and a good day too.